Welcome once more to Dhare's Dosage. This is day 3 of our Absolutely Authentic series. So, welcome again if you've been with me for days 1 and 2. And if this is your first day on day 3, feel free to jump right in. You will definitely be able to follow along just fine. Like I said yesterday, every day of this 21-day series will be able to sit in its own respect and in its own regard. So just as a quick recap or summary for those that are just tuning in and joining me on this 21-day journey. On day 1, I just, introduced myself and laid out to you Dhare's dosage, how it's coming out from behind the typewriter. Ooh, that's old school. Behind the keyboard, let me say. And letting you see me face to face, voice to your ears. And what actually prompted this 21-day series, because I've had a recent major life uprooting. And yesterday on day 2, we took a little bit deeper dive into intuition, what that is and the importance of following that, which is ultimately to keep you on your right path, to propel you further on your right path. And then ultimately it's to keep you safe, those voices of guidance that are coming from within, that are coming from without, but that are here for you and your support. It's ultimately to keep you on the path of safety, to ensure that you're able to carry your body and your being through this lifetime and fulfill your purpose. So that's just a quick summation of what we've gotten into so far. Now today, on day 3, I want to have a little chat with you about emotion. All right. And really, what's prompted this is, so there's this movement going around with some people. I'm going to leave it vague. But you may have heard this somewhere, but there's some movements going around where people are saying that it's best to completely disregard your emotions and to esteem your mind as the ultimate form of intelligence and put that over everything else, but specifically to disregard your emotion, bury them, act like they're not there, and live life as if you are a brain receiving intel into the mind, okay? Now for me, and not just for me, I know this for a fact for everyone, whether you acknowledge your emotions or not, they are there, okay? We as beings on this planet, part of our makeup and being in these forms is that we experience emotion. All right, so just a quick little breakdown of what I consider, and this is not, I did not make this up. This is very well known, established. Some of you may be familiar with this outline, some of you have not. I hope it serves as a great framework of reference for you to better understand yourself and to dive deeper into some of your personal growth. But the ways that we exist here as bodies on this planet, we kind of have these 4 bodies, so to speak, that you can consider as making up who you are. So we have what we call our mental body, our mind, right? We have what can be called the solar body, what houses your soul or your spirit, just go with whatever resonates for you. We have our emotional body, meaning that part of us where our emotions come, what we feel, what's get filtered through. And then of course we have our physical body. Okay, so again, we have the mind, we have our soul, we have our emotions, and then we have our physical bodies. So that's kind of a basic framework of the way that we were been created to carry ourselves on this planet. And so like I said, there's been this movement and this push to esteem the mind and say, okay, the mind is the only thing that you should be paying attention to as a form of intelligence, and that's the only thing that's worthy of any regard and has any validity in carrying you through and helping you to make decisions, etc., etc. Again, like I said, we have these 4 main avenues, right, of that consist our body. Today we're going to focus specifically on the emotional body in particular. Obviously, we have our physical and our soul. We'll get more into those another time, but I specifically want to deal with emotion because that's the one that's trying to be discarded, gotten rid of, and stripped of its true intelligence and validity that it has. And so really what we want to recognize is that all 4 of these aspects of ourselves house and bring us forward a different form of intelligence. So of course you receive intelligence through your mind and you process things through your mind, but you also receive and process intelligence through your physical body. You know, for example, you may be familiar with the fact that there's neurons in your stomach. You may have heard that saying, gut feeling. You know, you have sensations in your heart. Even each and every cell of your body, cells are intelligence. Your body is made up of cells, cell after cell after cell, and each one of those houses intelligence. Not just the brain, not just the mind, which is housed in the brain, but your entire body itself is an entity of intelligence. Okay? So what we want to recognize is that we want to give creed and give attention and recognize that we I'm not going to record this again. Again, this is called the Absolutely Authentic series. This is just raw first take. So if I stumble, if I trip, if I stop, it is what it is. I'm being sincere with you. But anyway, so like I said, our body receives intelligence, you know, even our soul receives. When I talked about the intuition yesterday, I would consider that as being part of the solar intelligence. That's that form of intelligence. But emotions, again, which is the focus of today, emotions are also a form of intelligence. The way that I see emotions are that they are signals, you know, they come through. It's an energy stream. And it's telling you something. It's telling you, okay, I'm angry. Why are you angry? Because something happened. Or I'm sad, or I'm happy, or, you know, I'm frustrated, I'm elevated. They're all signals. And those signals are telling your body what it is that you're feeling. And then over time, of course, those emotions you can actually feel in your body. For example, when I'm really hurt by something, my heart gets constricted. You know, or when I feel like I've been, say, someone's tried to put me down or make me out to be less than I am. You know, if I've had those moments in my life, my throat constricts. You know, there's physical sensations you feel, and those emotions signal your body to have certain effects and create those certain feelings. But to say that the emotions ought to be disregarded is, as my sister says, malarkey. You know, just absolute BS. You can't cut off one part of the function. I'm sweating. It's Cali. No air conditioner in this piece. All right, so excuse any drippings of sweat that you may see. But we can't cut off any aspects, any of these four bodies as ourselves. We cannot cut off, because what we're doing is we're cutting off a form of intelligence from ourselves, from our higher selves, from that source of pure power that's even allowing us to breathe and carry ourselves through a vessel in this planet at all. So I'm gonna give you an example. All right, so y'all know I'm into nutrition. I told you I have nutrition certification. So let's just look at the digestive system. Okay, the digestive system is composed of about 10 organs. Not going to get into all that right now. Side note, I do have a dosage on the blog. I believe it's called Mighty Metabolism. So if you are interested in the inner workings of the digestive systems and you want to get a better understanding of that more in depth, feel free to check that out, Mighty Metabolism. On the blog, check out the health tab. You'll see a tab for beauty, health, and mentality. So check out health, scroll through. It'll be super easy to find. But anyway, let's just use the digestive system as an analogy, okay, to kind of hone this in and bring it home. Like I said, about 10 organs, but let's just look at 4 of them. So let's say the mouth. The mouth is a major part of the digestive system. People often overlook that, but if you don't put food into your mouth and your salivary glands are not breaking down that food, you know, there's nothing that's going to get into your body except through this opening. So let's look at the mouth. Let's look at the esophagus, what's carrying the food down. Let's say your liver and your kidneys, which are both further processing systems for the food and whatever it is that you ingest, because you know you ingest things other way, like through your skin, for example. Again, another conversation. Check out the blog, or we'll have further conversations about what it is and how things get ingested in our bodies other than food. But anyway, for the sake of simplicity, we're looking at the mouth, the esophagus, let's say liver and kidney as 4 parts of the digestive system, okay? So each of these serve a key function. Without your mouth, ain't no food getting into your body. How are you going to get nutrition and substance to fuel yourself, to fuel your cells, if you don't have a mouth to put it in? So that's like in relation to the four like bodies of our being. We can't just cut one out, just like we can't just take off our mouth and say, oh, I'm gonna get food in there. Or the esophagus, it carries the food down. What if we put food in our mouth and then there was no tube there to transport that down into the stomach and intestines and liver and allow it to go through that digestive process that it needs to before it can be utilized throughout your body, by your body, or excreted if it's waste? Liver. Liver has several hundred functions, but one of the key ones is to filter out toxins. If you ain't have the liver, what's your body gonna do? And not just the toxin, but it's converting the food into usable energy for your cells. So that's something that liver is doing alongside that excretion of toxins. Key functions. We cannot take out the liver, okay? Kidneys. After the liver has done its things and passed what's left, what's needed to be, what it can't deal with anymore, it sends it on further processing over to your kidneys, and your kidneys produces urea, comes out your urine, comes out further toxins, further release, okay? So even just looking at those four parts of the digestive system, your mouth, your esophagus, your liver, your kidneys, if any one of those four parts of that digestive body, again, because we're using this analogy of the four bodies that make up our being, if any of those four were cut out, your body is not going to function properly, okay? It's simple science. That's simple science. Your body's not going to function properly. So again, to hone it in, take a step back, those four aspects of our body that we began talking about, our mental body, our solar body, our emotional body, and our physical body, we cannot extract any one of those out from the picture. Each of them we've been given for a purpose. Okay, each of them has its own form of intelligence and its own reasons that it's there to help guide us. It makes up who we are. It's literally makes up who we are, these four dynamics of ourselves. So I tried to, be as simple as possible. Hopefully this was concise and clear, because like I said, this is our absolutely authentic series, so I'm not going to do a lot of takes. I'm coming in here in front of the camera and I'm talking to you like I would be talking to, say, my best friend or my sister or anything. And yeah, that's just what I had on my heart, on my mind, what my body and what my soul felt like sharing with you today. So I hope that, this resonated with you in some way. And even if not, I hope that it just allows you to pause for a second and think. If anyone is telling you to disregard your emotions, I really want you to question that theory and that philosophy, okay? And really think about if that's something sensible to do. I don't think so. All right? Utilize that emotional intelligence. Now, I will say, I'm not saying, we have these emotions and just act out wild and crazy, however you want, whenever you want. Like, of course, there are ways that we must learn to channel our emotions. If they're lower vibrational emotions, there's ways that we want to learn how to bring those up. Or even, first of all, we want to learn how to process them. We want to be able to recognize our emotions when we're experiencing them, to claim them, and to process them. Because what we don't want, y'all know I'm all about health and wellness, what we don't want is for emotions to become stagnated in the body and over time manifest itself as disease. Now, there is a science to that. We can go in depth about that another time. For the sake of this video, we will not, but there's definitely a reality there. So just keep that in mind as well. So respect yourself, respect all parts of your being, and don't you dare disregard those emotions, okay? All right, well, that's all I have for us today. I will see you tomorrow. Again, dharesdosage.com. Feel free to browse, mosey on over there at your own time. See if there's anything in there that catches your eye or that can be a resource to you. All right, so as always, I'm sending you peace and power and love and supreme wellness to you. Be well.